It seems to me that there's a sort of trend developing among supercar and sports car makers, and that is to have their sort of highest end models all look rather similar to the predecessor. Porsche have been doing it with a 911 for sort of 40 odd years. Aston Martin are kind of now doing it with their Grand Tours. The Virage looks like the DB7 and the DB9, and even Lamborghini is starting to do it with the Aventador looking like the Reventon, and the Gallardo new front bumper bit all look sort of similar. Thankfully, however, Ferrari aren't following this trend, and the 458 Italia, being their latest supercar, is fantastic looking. There's nothing they've made or anyone else has made that really looks very similar. I only have really two criticisms of the aesthetics of this car. The first being the silly flappy black bumpery bits in the front grille. Yes, I know they're designed to direct the airflow at high speeds and it can change and generally make the car better. I just think they look a little bit silly. And the other thing I don't like is having three exhausts at the back. The little part of my brain that likes order really doesn't like an uneven number of exhausts. I can't really explain why, but yeah, that's just me. Now, as far as performance goes, this car is a fast car. It has 562 horsepower from a rather noisy V8. Does 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds and will top out at over 200 miles an hour. But then again, other supercars have done that. Where this car really excels is its handling. The brakes are phenomenal, as you see me there. I actually brake a bit too early. But yeah, the brakes are astonishing on this car. Handling as well is excellent. The steering is really precise. There's not too much oversteer. There's also not too much understeer. And I have to say, this is probably one of the best modern supercars that I've ever driven.
As well as some other styles of supercars, you get the Mclaren MP4-12C, which doesn't use the flamboyancy of Ferraris or Lamborghinis as such. It uses clever mechanics to make the car what it is. It's got clever brake steer, which reduces understeer somehow, which is complicated to explain. It gets its power from a 3.8 litre V8 twin-turboed, and it only weighs 1.3 tonnes, so it is pretty damn quick. Close to 600 brake horsepower, 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds, which is slightly quicker than the Ferrari. This car all round is slightly better than the Ferrari in most ways, bar one thing, is that the sort of looks of the car. It wasn't a car designed to look good. It was a car designed to actually be fast, and it is incredibly fast with all the clever technology and everything, and the massive air brake. It is one of the best handling cars ever made. It's so light and so nimble, it sort of gives you the confidence to just do everything with it.
Of course, now we've got these two here, we're going to have a little bit of a race, and there's Daniel in generic Supercar 1 over there.
Right, this is going to be interesting because these cars are very similar.
Yeah, on paper it's quite close. They're both roughly the same PI, I think. So yeah, the McLaren's a little bit higher. He's like 20 PI higher, but yeah, they both should be very quick. I think the Ferrari's a little bit better handling. The McLaren is a little bit faster, so it should have sort of evened itself out.
The McLaren is a tad faster on the straights, but through the corners of the Ferrari, with it has got the brakes are quite a bit better actually. I was surprised.
Yeah, the Ferrari has got noticeably off the line. I have to say, I was surprised. The Ferrari gets a much better launch, but it's not long before that McLaren is.
Yeah, that McLaren is really quick.
It's just phenomenally fast.
Yeah.
First corner, where are you going?
I go a little bit wide. I sort of get a bit flummoxed with the speed and sort of miss my braking point. But not too bad, I suppose. The air brake working well.
The air brake does look a bit silly. You've got like a massive flap that comes up. I also like how your car tells a policeman whenever you're speeding, because your rear wing pops up when you go over 70 or something.
I think it's about 70 odd, something like that. Yeah, but I mean, most cars have got that now. was it Audi or Porsche started doing that with the Boxster?
Oh,
I think it was
God,
Porsche.
I have no idea.
But
Porsche
since then, people have copied that. Apart from Ferrari, obviously, they've stuck with the non-flappy bit on the wing, which is quite good. I get really off here.
It's getting quite close actually through this tight twisty section, and then here comes the really big problem. Basically, the minute we get on any sort of straight, the McLaren is gone, and Road Atlanta has one very long straight, and the McLaren sort of pulls out 100 to 150, not even sure, probably even more than that foot lead.
I was
surprised. The Ferrari really struggle. I'm amazed at how much quicker on a straight line that McLaren is. On the brakes, the Ferrari closes up quite a bit of the gap. You kind of get a bit excited there.
I have a bit of a moment.
Get on the grass. And then I kind of make up the sort of bit of time through this last corner as well. It's noticeable how much quicker the Ferrari is. You were driving we were both driving really hard with these cars.
Yeah, we were both driving as fast as we could.
Yeah, the Ferrari is so much faster through these sort of higher speed corners. You can see here, I'm all over the back of you. I can't find a way past though, because sort of when it gets to the straights where you need to be able to kind of accelerate out of the corners and stuff to get round, there's just nothing.
Bit wide
here,
again.
we're back at the last corner. I'm sort of right alongside you, sort of having a look up the inside. If these cars were equal now, this would be a brilliant drag race, but then the McLaren's just gone. It's...
I don't really know. It is ridiculously quick, and it does catch you out sometimes. I mean, if you're used to driving Ferraris or such like, when you come into this, it is so quick, and sometimes you get lost with the brakes, and you forget where your braking point is. But I just don't know. This car, all the technology points to it that it should be ridiculously fast, but it just isn't. It's really...
So, of course, we've brought them both back to the test track, and we're going to have Stig sort of driving around. I hope these videos are synced up properly. This is always a pain to do. But anyway, here we have both of them. Both got a very quick start. The McLaren, of course, is a little bit quicker coming into the first corner, though. The rear wings kind of flapping about, air brake going all over the place. Ferrari's going a little bit sideways on the exit, but still pits it on the tarmac. Up to Chicago now. Both cars are looking very nice and stable through here. In fact, both are looking very fast through this section of track. Now, down to the hammerhead. Again, the McLaren is going to be faster in the straight line. However, it's going to have to brake much earlier than the Ferrari. Ferrari has got phenomenal brakes. There we've got the air brake going up again on that McLaren. It does look a little bit ridiculous, I have to say, especially from that camera view when you're looking at the front of it. But never mind. Out of the exit of hammerhead, no oversteering moments, which is a bit of a surprise, considering these are both very powerful rear-wheel drive cars. Through the follow-through, and of course, Stig is going to have to brake. There's no way you can get these through. Flat out. Ferrari's going a little bit on the grass there. Both very quick through the tyre walls. Both doing about 125, I think, through their second to last corner. Now this is a nasty corner, especially in these cars. 458's going a little bit wide again. Got a wheel on the grass. And around the last corner, 458 has made up a little bit of ground and across the line. Now, as you can see, the lap times are very close between these two. However, the McLaren did take it with a 115.1, which puts it 5th, and the 458 did a 115.3, so they're 5th and 6th on the leaderboard. We have slightly rejigged the leaderboard to get rid of the race cars and the modified cars. So now is the real question. Out of the two, which would you have? Would you go for the slightly techie and a bit faster McLaren, or the more flamboyant Ferrari?
Every part of me, well, most of my body sort of wants me to buy the... If I had the money, most of me wants to buy the Ferrari. But because of that, I don't know. I'd rather have the McLaren. I don't know why. There's just something about it that I like. It's so technologically advanced. I just love it, and it's British. It's just nice. I don't know. That's just my preference.
It is a fantastic car. To be honest, if I had that sort of money, I would take the ACR Viper. That's much quicker than the two of them. It's actually half the price.
That doesn't count. Which one would you have out of the two?
Out of these two, I would take the 458. I think it's just more fun. I don't know. I prefer the way the 458 drives as well.
I get what you mean.
It's McLaren. It just looks more exciting.
I get what you mean. It's the McLaren. I mean, when we've both driven the McLaren in the game, and compared to the 458, it should be so much quicker. But for some reason, it isn't.
Yeah, I think the brakes let it down, to be honest. You have to brake so much earlier than you do in the Ferrari, which is kind of a shame, because the McLaren should be a very quick car. But it's just, the brakes kind of let it down, I think. But that's about it for this episode, guys. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any more cars, challenges that you want to see us review or do silly stuff with, then leave them in the comments section. But until next time, goodbye.